And welcome back to Central Valley Talk. I'm your host, Mike Briggs. And if it's Tuesday in the 11 o'clock hour, our show's artists and authors. And we used to be a local little Central Valley, California show, but because of COVID, made us learn Zoom. Now we're international. People from other countries are coming on our show almost every day. So, and the authors we're meeting are fascinating with so many different subjects and surprising subjects, some things I never even thought we'd be talking about. And our next guest is Jenny Alexander. Welcome back, Jenny. You were here a month or so ago.
Yeah, it was great to be back.
And I think we mostly talked about your book, Divorce Recovery Handbook, last time.
That's right.
I just put a picture of it on the screen. I know we're not going to talk too much about that one this time, but it was just fascinating. And I just thought, wow, everybody needs to read that book who's gone
Right.
through this divorce thing. So, but today let's talk about a little bit about your other book, which on the pop bit up on the screen right now. Tell us the name of it.
It's called Stop Settling When It Comes to Love, and the subtitle is Wise Dating Practices for Women. So it's men could read it too, but it's geared towards women.
Geared towards women. Do you write this from personal experience?
Yeah, I basically I wrote it to help people avoid the mistakes I made.
You know, it just dawns on me as we're talking about this. People, girls, women, men, go through our whole lives thinking about marriage and how we're going to pick a mate and what it's going to be like. And I mean, from when we're little kids, but we spend
Yeah,
very little time thinking about what happens if I get divorced.
right, that's true.
And now there's kind of a handbook, I guess.
Yeah,
Tell us about the book. I'm going to pop the cover up again while you're
okay.
describing it.
Yeah, well, Stop Settling When It Comes to Love. It's not a long read. It's under 60 pages. Um, and there are 9 different chapters. I can read the various chapters
Yeah, let's
if
do
you
that.
like. So the first, there's an introduction, obviously, but then there's like general guidelines, things that you should know about dating in general, I guess. And then there's a chapter on toxic relationships because you don't always know what a toxic relationship is, especially if you're right in the situation. So I'm bringing awareness about certain types of toxic relationships, like cheating. If someone's cheating, like what signs to look out for. Emotional abuse, what kind of signs to look for out for that as well. And I talk about online dating and long distance relationships because that's pretty common these days.
Yes. By the way,
And
somebody who's probably getting divorced or pursue, they never even experienced online dating before. That's pretty new.
yeah, it is pretty new. And there's just certain things to look out for there. So, and then I talk about Christian principles for dating. That might not apply to everyone, but it will get whoever reads it, it'll still give them food for thought.
Yeah.
I talk about how do you know when you have a good relationship? Because sometimes you're so used to bad ones, it's hard to know what it.
You might not pick out that it's a good one, huh?
Yeah. And then I talk about my own experience. I talk about I was engaged. It was a disaster, thankfully. Anyway, I talk about my engagement disaster when I was in my early 20s. Then I talk about my divorce, and then I talk about how I met my current husband. So he's the man that I've always been looking for.
Wait, there's a happy
So,
ending to this one.
yes, that's right.
Now, I'm assuming, sorry, maybe I misassumed, but I was assuming this is a handbook about dating for people who've been divorced, or is it for anybody?
It's for anyone. I
Yeah.
mean, it can be for divorced, but it could also be for people that are just starting out dating too, because it could save them a lot of trouble if
Yeah.
they were to read this.
By the way, you are exposing a you probably don't even know you have a little accent or dialect. Where are you from?
Canada.
Yeah. It's
Um,
about, I don't know how you say it. I can't say it as
yeah, about out and about. I'm in Ontario.
Ontario. By the way, does it snow there? Is there snow right now?
It is. We're in Celsius. It's 8 degrees Celsius according to my computer. It's like spring.
It is like
We
spring.
barely, yeah,
First, we don't know what 8 degrees Celsius is here in America. Second is,
right.
and in California, we've never seen snow, so
Right,
got to be
right.
exciting for you
I'm
guys.
originally from Nova Scotia. Grew up in Nova Scotia. They just got through a bad snowstorm, so
Wow,
I just moved here in June, so I missed that one.
you missed it. Good for you.
Yeah.
Now, I'm just thinking this is uh, uh, both of your books. I said this last time would be great gifts for people.
Yeah, especially for Valentine's Day.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I was going to start open by saying Happy Valentine's Day. Let's talk about
Yeah.
divorce and how to date and who to find. By the way, I just saw a great interview the other day that was saying you can only hide crazy for so long. You're dating, you don't know if the other person's crazy or not, but eventually it's
True.
going to come out if you can spot the warning signs.
Right. And sometimes you spot them and ignore them.
Ignore them. Yeah. Do you tell
Yeah.
any of the warning signs in the book?
I do. Yeah, I have like in my chapter about toxic relationships, I actually talk about warning signs
Yeah.
and for a couple of different scenarios anyway.
Sometimes when people dating is new and they're just excited about a new relationship, sometimes they tend to overlook things that maybe they shouldn't.
That's true.
Yeah,
Very true.
yeah,
And that's when you overlook things and you keep dating and you get married, that's often why divorces happen.
yeah, yeah. 'Cause
Not in every case, but sometimes
yeah.
for sure.
So, give a couple of good advice points that we might find in your book.
Okay. Let me go to the advice section. Um, okay, well, this one goes right along with the title. If you're looking for a life companion, don't settle. In the long run, you won't be happy and neither will your partner.
Right. Nice.
Um, Let me find another one here. Um, it's helpful if the two of you share the same general values.
Mm.
Like if one person wants kids and the other doesn't, that's not going to work.
That's a big one, isn't it? Yeah. Or like you say, Christian dating. If one, is
Yeah.
it's not always that you're just giant faith, but we have this great tradition, Christian tradition we come from. And that's
Yes,
how we shape a lot of our values. And if your partner just rejects all that outright, it could be a red flag.
definitely. That happens too. If you don't share what's important to you at the start of the relationship, you may end up compromising the values you hold dear.
Mm. Yeah.
So those are just a few little
Yeah.
teasers, I guess.
By the way, I put your website up there. I looked at it. It was just beautiful. You said it's coming along. It's coming along. What's on there now? And what's going to be on there in the future along these
Um,
lines?
Yeah, well, right now I have my books are there
Yeah.
with links to Amazon. I have a few reviews there. I have a blog there, but I've only put one blog post up. Eventually, I'd like to put some courses up there,
Oh,
actually,
nice. Yeah,
based on my book, just to give people a little more. I offered a webinar in
that's
January
right.
about boundaries related to divorce healing, and that went pretty good. So I might turn that into a course, and I've got probably too many ideas.
I like the idea of a course. Maybe there should be some mandatory courses. It used to be hard to get a divorce. You had to go to court and present evidence and stuff. But maybe
Yeah.
before the judge brings his hammer down and sets you free to date again, you got to go take Jenny Alexander's course in dating or something like that.
There
So,
you go.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
Uh,
because you don't when you're divorced, you also don't want to rush right into dating. I kind of hammer that point a lot.
is there a mourning period?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
And I would say it's different for everyone. Some people might get over it quicker than others. I was divorced. It took a long time for me. I
Yeah.
didn't start dating again until 9 years later.
9 years. Yeah. A lot
Yeah.
of times the divorce comes because the man got a head start on the dating, but way before the marriage ended. So
Yep. Yep, that was my experience.
that's how I always tell young women dating. I said, be careful. Men are rotten. So
Right.
men are, anyway.
Sometimes women are too, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Now you mentioned Amazon, and I think I went and looked at I went to Amazon and typed Jenny Alexander, and your books popped right up.
Yeah.
There's
Cool.
not a lot of Jenny Alexander authors out there, I don't
No.
think. And,
There actually is one more. She's in the UK.
okay.
You don't want her books. No, just
No, no,
kidding.
stick with North America, you guys.
Yeah.
Jenny, we're almost out of time. What else do you want our viewers to know?
Um, it is really worth it to take your time when you're seeking a spouse. Like, seriously, don't settle because no one's gonna win.
I'm going to put this quote up. Tell us about the quote.
Um, oh yeah, that quote is about respect. It's one of the signs of a good man, that is of marriage material. You want the man to respect you. If he doesn't respect you, I can't see how it's going to work very well.
Yeah, and
Respect is very important.
that's from the book Stop Settling When It Comes to Love.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now,
Yeah.
when do you find can you start telling right away whether the man respects you or not?
You might not be able to right away. Sometimes it kind of seeps out that he doesn't. It might not be immediate, but sometimes other people can see it when you can.
Right.
So
Yeah.
listen to your friends and family. Not, I mean, they're not always right, but listen to your friends and family.
Yeah, listen to them. Yeah, listen to your mom.
That's right. Mom knows.
Well, here's I kept in mind since last time we talked about a month ago the book on divorce. I know we're out of time, but I'm gonna put that title up one more time
Okay.
because I felt it was important, and it's called Divorce Recovery Handbook. You guys buy this book and give it to a friend in mourning, a friend in need, somebody who's going through this thing and they don't know what to do or where to turn. What a great resource!
Thank you.
And then the other one, which I have up now, Stop Settling When It Comes to Love, is one before the other. I guess they could each be independent books.
They can, for sure. They relate, but they're different. And actually, Stop Settling When It Comes to Love, the ebook is free today and tomorrow.
Oh, and where would they go for that? Amazon
Amazon.
or
Yeah.
wherever you get ebooks?
Yep.
Ginny, you're fascinating. This is such a great subject and so
Thank you.
important. Like I said, if you guys are out there, buy these books and give them out as friends. They're not like $1,000. They're very affordable books. I don't know if we say the price because
Yeah.
Canada has one price, America has another price.
Both prices are under $10 for the ebook or paperback.
Yeah.
They're under $10.
Yeah.
So
So my point is, for goodness sakes, don't go order one. Order 10 of them while you're there, and give them.
It
give
won't
them away
break
to
the bank.
friends. Yeah. All right. Thank you, Jen. Anything else you want to add before we leave?
I'm good, but I enjoy coming here. So thank you.
Okay. And then for our viewers, I'm going to put the book cover up for the Stop Settling. Tell us the whole title, Jenny.
Stop Settling When It Comes to Love: Wise Dating Practices for Women.
Yeah. Wise Dating Practices. And we'll be back with more Central Valley Talk right after this. I'm going to leave the book title up so you guys can copy it down and order it. We'll be right back.